Thank you for coming. I've been dreaming about a chance to stand in front of a bunch of people and just tell them what I'm thinking about for like 5 years. Now, I only have that dream when I'm thinking about something really awesome, something that makes sense, it just fits in, not with anyone or anything, but it takes a lot of small pieces that I've been thinking about and makes something cool. What I just told you is a statement with all 3 of my favorite to use skills. And I figured out what these 3 skills are through a book that I'll tell you about in a little bit. When I was in the shower last night, I spoke that into my phone because I just couldn't hold it in. I came up with it after hearing Joseph Raymond and Claire Kaufman talk about slowing down, reflecting, practicing the act of self-awareness, and documenting your thoughts through poetry and a blog. I didn't want to leave my thoughts behind. That's what this presentation is really about. It's about me finding outlets so I don't just have to be quiet. Welcome to the Meta Project. Let's be honest, I'll explain this in a second. The senior project isn't really a project according to graduation requirements. It's really a requirement of a presentation. And that's evidenced because 2 seniors can complete exactly the same project, while only one of them ends up passing their presentation on Monday, and the other one had to go do it again in the morning. So the senior project is really a test of public speaking. So welcome to my senior speech. Glad you can make it. One of my very distant mentors in life, his name is Dave Asprey. He wrote a book called Game Changers. And he wrote about the emotional stack of our experiences as humans in his book, where the process of human emotion at any point in any timeline of experience, on any level of consciousness or maturity, goes sort of like this. Apathy and shame at the bottom, experience first, and sadness and anger or pride, fear, and then finally happiness, openness, or freedom. Now, I struggled through these layers as I prepared for my senior speech. First, in apathy and shame, I had a spark. I broke my foot. It was a stress fracture. I was playing soccer. I put my cleats on the turf. I pushed hard. I was lost in the chaos of a Monday practice with colors flying, and I heard a pop. It was not a good one. But hey, I can sort of walk now, I guess. It's okay. So I floundered, and you know how it goes. I hopped to the bathroom on one foot, and mid-practice, I just cried. I came back with the no, I'm fine look on my face. I came late to school, I came late to practice, doctor's appointments, and I declared myself isolated, careless, unfit, and suddenly alone. I was stuck. And here's how I found to climb this salmon ladder of emotions. Quality was a term big in my research paper. As defined by Robert Pirsig in Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, is comparable only to love, since it is the wonderful mystery of spiritual engagement that gets us unstuck when we are stuck. When I slowed down and simply folded my clothes, I did the dishes, trivial stuff, that quality level of even the most mundane chores connected me to the moment. I care about little chores, I guess, so I moved up. I got sad. What do I do when I'm sad? Well, I sleep a lot, and I slept. I slept through the morning repeatedly. This was 4 weeks ago. I skipped senior skip day, which is really ironic now that I think about it. Sorry, guys. I was so sad that I didn't really do anything the morning of senior skip day. And on Thursday, May 9th, I went to a doctor's office in Issaquah, and I connected well enough with the doctor that I had a moment of quality, and I almost moved up. I was sad with my dad, he remembers, and when he stopped everything for the doctor's appointment and still went to XXX root beer with me, I was sad when I talked on the phone to my mom, and I was upset that I missed senior skip day, I was self-pitying, and I got angry about needing so much attention. Another part of me just asked, why doesn't everybody reshuffle their schedule for me? My mom was in Florida, and she even kept in touch over the phone, and I was still thinking about myself. We move up to anger and pride. I deserve everything. I'm the importantest guy ever. Everybody pay attention to me, me. Art. What do I do when I'm angry and proud? I do physical things. I take control, I exercise, I eat, and I thrash, and I hurt myself in recoil. So, being active as much as possible, I found ways to help and serve at soccer, which fed my pride, but simultaneously, it humbled me when I saw how amazing my teammates were. And I only noticed that when I cared enough to pay attention. And then I got to thinking, this is the best thing ever. This soccer team, I love it. I love this experience. Senior year is great. What if all this ends? What am I going to do? I got scared. What if I'm done and I get lost in the history? What if I lose it all? I looked back and I looked ahead, and I didn't know what to expect. So I was scared. There it is. I am scared of moving on past Overlake. Now, of course, a low quality can deal with my fear as soon as I name what I'm afraid of. You may notice, as I'm aware, that the whole story I've told is dictated by emotion up to this point. Yes, I'm emotionally driven when I do not have work to do, a job to do, or a concrete project to hold on to. School ended, oh crap, what do I do? So, halfway through senior projects, a week and a half in, I realized that my crucial question is right in front of me. Wait, I have a project, a meta project, and here it is, answering my own question. What do I want to do? That was my project. So, deriving quality out of myself in this deep fear of moving past Overlake took more genuine work than the other steps up the salmon ladder of emotions. I had to clarify exactly how I would move on. I continued coming closer with my younger siblings, Tommy, Robbie, and Roman. I kept working on respecting my parents more. I became mindful of nuanced dynamics at home, more willing than I have been in 5 years to tackle the head-on truth of my family life. Moving past Overlake really means living at home, for me, at least for now. And as I learned about myself, I found a mentor who met me where I was, at the start of studying myself. So, homeroom, you probably remember my presentation from Monday. Lots of slides with pretty hard to read pictures of penciled in worksheets. But the point is, Richard Nelson Bowles wrote What Color is Your Parachute? First in 1970 and annually since 1975. It's world known. He has helped near-lost people like me, without concrete jobs or projects to work on, answer the question, wait, so what do I do now? At any stage of life. He is helping me learn about myself as I work through his book. Finally, I came to terms with this senior speech. What it really is, why it's okay to stand before you all and be halfway done with the flower after all this. The flower from this self-study book that leads into job hunting advice. I stand here not because I completed this project to show off, but because I'm given a platform to speak. Yes, I want to get a job that matters to me and helps me drive myself into the world. And I'd love to answer questions about that process because I've done some cool things so far, like prioritizing the most important aspects of a job for me. This is a pretty cool prioritization grid. Richard Nelson Bowles came up with it, I think, or he used it at least, and it helped me come up with what I care most about. So, I'm happy to answer questions later. I determined my favorite types of people to work with by actually thinking about the most annoying people I've ever met and flipping their qualities upside down, which was, I think, a pretty cool exercise back there. And I also, well, ironically, I failed to dissect my favorite working conditions, environments. I was at Starbucks and it was too distracting, so I went home and I finally figured out what it takes for me to focus in terms of the environment around me. It's kind of funny. I figured it out after I failed once. I wrote a few stories, this was a long time, 7 stories about when I enjoyed myself. And I analyzed what skills I use in those moments when I'm really enjoying myself. And like I said at the beginning, you can see on the right, the top 3 skills, my 3 favorite, are to synthesize, to use my intuition, and to entertain or perform. So I'm happy to be here. Some of those stories included Iron Chef cook-off competitions at summer camp, winning achievements in Call of Duty Black Ops on a video game, even just making a cardboard castle in the middle of our front entry, inside the front door. And I even went through some personality type assessments, which I really dislike. And I did that, and that was my project. So there's a lot in there, and I'm not done. But the work I've done is illuminating, it's valuable, and it's challenging. And I encourage you to work through this book at any point in your life if you want some concrete guidance on how to think about moving forwards. Now, let's all recognize that this slow act of analyzing oneself by pouring our care and attention into worksheets like this is self-study and reflection. It can help us make that final leap. It's a moment of quality that really helps. Helps us move up to the happiness, the openness, the freedom portion of our journey, conquering the fear of the future. So now, here I am, and happy people can't tell you how to be happy, but we all must work up this stack at our own pace, over and over, with moments of quality. And it's different for everybody. This is openness. I'm here, it's happiness, but it's not joy, it's not satisfaction, and it's not richness, which is why I still want to finish this book. I want to finish the exercises. I'm only halfway done. And being open is mostly valuable when you have a platform to express what you're experiencing, like this speech, which is sort of meta. So I'm grateful for this speech. I'm grateful for this platform. And I hope you enjoyed this story of my last 3 weeks and recognize that we're all still moving forwards. So thank you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I know part of your project was like figuring out what kind of job or environment would be best for you. Have you found any like potential jobs or summer?
Yeah, so I have been looking for a long time. I have applied to a few places, mainly actually Bulletproof, which is a company founded by the guy who wrote the Game Changers book, who came up with the emotional stack. So I would love to work for them. I haven't found a way in, and I met with their recruiter. They don't really want young kids like me. They're new, and they are very small. They're not growing quickly, and they have a bunch of middle-aged and very experienced people. So it's difficult. I don't have a good idea of what I'll do next. I might work on my dad's farm. I might work in construction like I did last year. Frankly, this summer is my chance to explore, to do simple things, and we'll see what I do in the future. Christian?
Was there anything that surprised you that you learned about yourself that was like when you did those collections of data and went, oh?
Yeah, good question. I was actually not surprised, and I was surprised that I was not surprised. I was surprised to see that the intuition that I had, the things that I thought would come out when I was doing these really complicated, in-depth things about the people I like or my mission in life. When I went through all of that, I ended up coming back to a place where I understood with much more clarity what I already thought was true, and I could explain it with words. So that's the gift of the exercises I'm doing. Although I'm not done, I see that it will form a more complete picture. The idea of what color is your parachute is to help you determine exactly the shape, exactly where on the scale of the RGB spectrum you are. It's not to change your idea.
So it sounds like you found it an affirmation exercise as much as anything else.
Yes, that's more
cool.
Had you not broken your foot, how long would it have taken you? I mean, like, you're having a lot of self-awareness training more than anything, right? In a way, are you glad that foot was broken?
Yes. I believe this project is a chance for me to take my 5th broken bone in 5 years and, make something cool out of it. So I'm glad. I consider this my last assignment in high school. I guess it's a good one.
But you look at it like had it not been for that, you would have done a completely different senior project.
Yep, I would have gone hiking and taking pictures and camping with my brother. And I'm grateful that I did this instead.
Right.
Yeah, thank you guys. Steve?
How do you think you're going to create meaning and fulfillment in college going forward, like hobby-wise or whatever?
Well, I hobbies are necessary there because what I do all day is what I care about. So, being in college, I'm going to have a lot of work to do. It's going to be very challenging. And I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to struggle a little bit. I'm going to fall. It's going to be tough. And I don't know what hobbies I'll go into, but I'm definitely keeping that open for myself because I'll meet people who are interested in stuff I've never thought about. And mainly I want to focus on what I do expect, which is maybe I'll join a sports team, and I'll definitely do my classes. So thank you for asking. I don't know what I want to do, but I'm learning about myself in a way that will help me go into whatever it ends up being. Yeah. Jay?
How many more times do you think you'll read that book?
I would like to do it every year, although knowing me, that would take something like this, where I have to come in front of people and tell them about it, because otherwise I don't work without deadlines. Good question. My sister did it once, and it seemed like enough. So for me, my journey's different. I don't know. Maybe